Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Vici for you. I want to thank all those that have been supporting my channel all this while, those who have subscribed, those who have liked, those who have watched my videos till the end. I want to say very big thank you. Today we're taking a look at how to produce the apple cider vinegar with the mother from scratch. It is simple. We're going to end up saving ourselves a whole lot of money, and of course we all know that the apple cider vinegar with the mother is especially good for the body because it contains probiotics, antioxidants, and we're not going to go into all of that today. Perhaps when it's fully done we can talk about the benefits of the apple cider vinegar, but for today we're just going to look at how to produce from scratch, and I'm going to show you everything that we need to produce the apple cider vinegar with the mother. Stay with me. And now to start, I have my apples. I had 6. I already cored 4. That's it. I'm just going to core 1 more to go. I have my coffee filter. I have the raw organic brown sugar. These are the 4 that I've cored and put in my glass pitcher. I'm not using metal for this process because there's going to be fermentation, and iron and the fermentation process do not quite go well together because of corrosion, okay, because it's going to be acidic. So I have the I'm using glass in this instance. I might as well use, I can also use plastic, but because I would like to see the bubbles, that's why I'm using glass so that I can monitor through the process. And then I have my water. I drink boiled water, so I boil this water and it's here, it's cool. And now I'm going to core this 1 more. The process of coring is removing the stalk, removing the seeds and all of that. I'm going to core just 1 more because I do not believe that my glass pitcher can take more than 5 apples altogether. So like I said, I am going to core this apple. So this is the process of coring the apple, taking off the core. I'm just going to cut this in 3, and then I'm going to slice into 3 again. If I pick this up, I see there's nothing, right? Can you see that? There's nothing here, so I'm throwing it into my glass pitcher. Looking here, nothing as well. Throwing it into my glass pitcher. Okay, I have to take this out. This is good. Okay. All right. Can you see that? I'm going to take this out. The head here, I'm going to take it out. And I guess that is as much as my pitcher can take at this time. I'm not going to go further. I'm not going to try to add even those 2 because it's looking to me like it's enough right now. Yeah, because I need the space. I don't want to fill it all the way up with water, and I do need the space because like I told you, during the fermentation process it's going to bubble, it's going to come up with bubbles, it's going to rise, the level of the water is going to rise, and I don't want it bubbling over during the fermentation process. So now I have 3/4. That means I have used 5 I've used 5 apples. Well, this is just the the little one that's left, and I have so I have the 3/4 cup of sugar here, but I'm not going to be using the 3/4 cup of sugar because I didn't use up my, I had this for the 6 apples, but because I didn't use up the 6 apples, I'm just going to be using some of this. So basically your measurements, you can walk around, if you don't have a cup that you can measure with, you can actually use the tablespoon to measure. So I'm going to pour this into it because I have about 5, because I'm using raw brown sugar. You will notice that I am not using a metal I'm not going to use anything metal at all. I'm only going to use plastic. And like I said, I'm leaving just this little bit of sugar because I don't want to use it all up. As it stands right now, like I said, I didn't use the 6 apples, and I didn't even use up 5. So I'm leaving back part of the sugar. I'm not using up all the sugar. And now at this point, I'm going to pour my water. I'm going to pour my water into it. Like I said, this is room temperature water. It's not boiled because you don't want to destroy the constitution. And you will see that the water is just at the level. Okay, the water, I'm going to bring this closer. The water is just at the level of the apples in the picture. And then I'm going to take my my wooden spoon, and then I'll use it, okay, to mix it up properly. I'll use it to mix it up properly all the way. I'm going to mix it up properly all the way. Remember what I said. It is very important that everything you're using is clean, because you're going to be ingesting this. You're going to be eating this. You're not just going to be using it for your hair rinse or for skin tags or whatever you have, or for as you know, facial cleansers or whatever it is you want to use it for. You're going to be ingesting this, and we don't want it you know, you don't want to destroy the process with germs emanating from that. Okay, so this is really very important. All right, so that is good. And there you go, my glass pitcher full. Now you might wonder why I didn't fill up the water, why I just let it come up all the way to this place. Like I said, I'm leaving enough room for it to rise and bubble. You'll also notice that there's just that little bit of space at the bottom, right? I'm not going to try to push this down. I'm not going to try to push this down. I'm going to leave it, because even at some point it's going to still come up, all right, during the fermentation process. Now what you need to understand about this is that as much as we have done this, this is just the initial process. I'm going to cover it up with my coffee filter. All right, and then I'll use a rubber band to hold a coffee filter tight. You can either use a coffee filter if you have it, or if you don't, you can use a cheesecloth, or you can just get a polyester fabric anywhere. As long as it's a breathable fabric, you can use it. As long as it's a breathable fabric, you can use it. And that's it for the initial process. My glass pitcher is ready to be set aside. Can you see that? I'm going to set it aside for the next 30 days, but I'm not going to leave it for 30 days. So even though I'm leaving it, putting it aside for 30 days, I am going to stir daily with my wooden spoon. Remember, if you don't have a wooden spoon, you can use a plastic spoon, but don't use metal, because during the fermentation process it becomes acidic. And when it becomes acidic, if you use a metal spoon, it's going to interfere with the whole process of fermentation. So I'm going to set it aside, but I'm going to stir it daily for the next 30 days through the fermentation process, through the process of it becoming alcohol, and then eventually becoming vinegar. Then after 30 days, what I will do is I will sieve the apples. I'll sieve it with a regular sieve, because I want to keep the mother. The mother now is those enzymes, thread-like things that you see after you sieve in the apple. Now depends on you. If you want to keep the mother, that is great. If you want a clear liquid, you can also sieve with your cheesecloth, or you can use a regular sieve to sieve after 30 days. Now after sieving, after 30 days, then you put it in a bottle with a glass lid. Don't cover tightly. A bottle with a glass lid, but leave loosely. Just cover a little bit so that it's not airtight. When you leave it a little bit so it's not airtight, leave it again in that state for another 30 days. It is important to keep it in a clean environment, not warm, not cold, just regular room temperature environment. Okay, and make sure whatever you're doing is clean around it, because you don't want to have molds on it. But even if it does come up and you satisfied yourself that everything started out clean, then of course it doesn't matter. The good yeast is going to eat up that mold at some point anyway, just like it's going to eat up all the sugar that we have put in here. That's why then it's going to turn into good bacteria and all of that, and it will be good to ingest. And that's where all of the many benefits of using the apple cider vinegar come from. So like I said, we leave this for another 30 days after sieving, and then after the 30 days of just sitting, nothing is going to happen to it. Then you can close the lid on the bottle tightly, and then it is ready to stay forever. That's how you get your apple cider vinegar with the mother that you buy from the store and spend so much money on. So this is simple, it is cheap, it's not expensive, but it has so much more benefits, and then you're sure of exactly what you're using to produce your apple cider vinegar. So that's it for today. I'm going to show you my end result, and I hope that everybody will be able to come up with amazing apple cider vinegar with the mother that is homemade. So see you then, and have a lovely week. Bye for now.